Obsessed much? I'm Michelle Halterman. I've got my obsessions, and I know you've got yours. I'm going to talk to my friends about theirs. This is Obsessed Much? Welcome back to Obsessed Much. I'm your host, Michelle Halterman, and today we are coming from the Flashback Podcast Studio on Melrose with help from the lovely Paul Antonio helping us record audio and video. And my special guest today is Erin St. James.
Hello.
Erin, welcome to the pod.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being my second guest ever.
I'm very excited.
First video guest ever.
I'm also very excited.
Hi to YouTube.
I need to remember that I'm on video and not do anything weird.
And if you couldn't tell by our shirts,
Can you guess what my obsession is?
we will be discussing Taylor Swift.
And anyone that knows me will not be surprised that I am on this talking about Taylor.
Same.
As if she's my personal best friend.
So I could have had other friends on talk about, I have several friends that love Taylor Swift. But I had to have you because you are leaving me. You are moving to Colorado so soon. Mm-hmm. And after, 6 years? How long have you been here? In LA?
Going on 9.
And we met each other.
Oh man, probably 8, maybe 7.
Yeah,
I think I was still non-union. So
okay.
Probably 7 years ago at least.
So after being friends for this long, you were leaving me.
I am leaving.
You and your husband bought a house in Colorado. So I had to have you on the pod.
Yes. Well, not only that, but if we're going to talk about Taylor, think about who you went to the concert with.
You.
Yeah.
You and Sarah.
Yeah. So it had to be me.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get right into it. What is your first memory of hearing about Taylor Swift?
So I actually remember where I was when I first heard Teardrops on my guitar. We were doing a road trip from Key West to Virginia, and we pulled off into a Wendy's parking lot, and I was sitting in the car by myself. I think my sister ran to use the bathroom. And that song came on, and I'm not a big fan of slow songs at all. I usually stop it. But there was something about that song where I was like, I'll let it play out. And then I became obsessed with that song. Not about her. I didn't even look into her, look into the album, nothing. I was just obsessed with Teardrops on my guitar. And that's right when it came out, on the radio. So that's when my first moment of Taylor.
And let me backtrack for a second because thanks for being patient with me, but this is only my second podcast. Let's jump back to how we even know each other.
Oh, yeah.
I was so excited to get into Taylor that I was like, let's roll it back. Okay, so Erin and I met doing...
Not through a Taylor Swift fan group.
No. But doing background on a commercial.
We can't remember which commercial.
Can't remember for the life of us.
No.
I thought it was maybe Snickers or something like Pepsi or something.
And I was like, proactive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter. But I think we instantly clicked because we were put on a track to walk or run, whatever, walk around a track. We were
probably supposed to run, and we walked.
And the topic of Stagecoach came up, right?
Yes,
or country music.
Yes.
And
I'll tell you, I don't have a lot of friends out here that are big into country music. So when I found out you were, it was like an instant
yeah.
Yeah.
And then we both squealed.
Yes.
And then we got yelled at by a PA or an AD.
Because we were talking too loud about Stagecoach.
Literally and the AD was probably in the stands, far away. And they still could hear our squeal.
And we were way too enthusiastic to be on this track.
We've been friends ever since.
Yeah.
We also have done other acting projects together.
Yes.
One of them being Prom Losers.
Yes, we were in a sketch show together. We did video sketches, and we performed at UCB and all the other little sketch places around.
Yes, please check out our videos on both Instagram, Prom Losers page, or YouTube.
They're a little old now. It's been before, I think we stopped 2019 maybe, and then the pandemic hit.
And also, we had a spin-off.
We did have a spin-off of Game Night.
Do you want? Oh no! Before I get to that, the two characters that we came up with, that was a spin-off.
Miss Extra, and what did you?
Basic Blonde.
Basic Blonde.
Yeah.
I forgot we did that too.
My character was pretty easy because all I had to do was just sit there and go, yeah.
We pretty much made fun of Instagram influencers. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
by being completely ridiculous.
Yeah, and if there's one thing I love in life, it's to make fun of other things.
Yes. Yes, so, we do that really well. Yeah.
So we were the perfect match, and you should check out those videos. Yes, and then why don't you talk a little bit about game night?
So me and my husband own a production company, Crab Co-Productions, and we decided to do a 3-series. I don't know, it's like a short
web series.
Web series, just a short that me and him wrote. That was completely nonsensical, and then of course the most nonsensical character. I was like, it has to be Michelle. Yeah, because I knew she would play it so well. Yes. Yes, we did game night also together. That was a fun project.
That was
also
really
some
fun.
of the prom losers people.
It was really fun to dress up because we had a 1920s theme.
Of course, I made it something.
Flappers
we had to dress up. That was like one of my goals. Like, if I'm going to write something, it has to be something in fun costumes.
And thanks to you, you are the only footage in my latest reel. Thanks to you.
I had another friend tell me that. Like, I pretty much use everything we shot together as my reel. So,
and it was great.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. Okay, so that's how we know each other.
Yes.
And in addition, like we already mentioned, we did go to a Taylor Swift concert together.
We did. So our obsession with music and then the fact that we worked together all the time, of course, it was natural that we discovered we both like Taylor Swift. But I feel like me and you really became fans at the same time when Reputation dropped.
Yeah.
Because before that, I was like into Taylor, but I wasn't obsessed with Taylor. Mm-hmm. And then we were doing Prom Losers when Reputation came out, because I remember a girl from that troupe made me listen to Look What You Made Me Do when the lyric video dropped. And at first, I was like, not into it. I was like, she's trying way too hard. Then I listened to it again, and then the video dropped, and I was like a full-blown fan. Mm-hmm. Then Reputation dropped. You were obsessed. I was obsessed, and we've just been obsessed since.
Yes. If I may backtrack a bit.
Of course.
I had a slow burn, like a slow come up into my fandom of being a Swiftie.
Do you remember your first memory?
So I was living in Brooklyn. This was about 2009. And I remember one of my roommates at the time, shout out Becky, talked about like her album. I guess it would have been like either her first album or Fearless. Just talked about Taylor Swift in general. And I was like, yeah, okay. Yeah, I know that people love her, but I wasn't like an active listener. Because again, like at that time in my life, I wasn't into country music.
Yeah.
And back then she was just country.
Yes. And slow. The songs that were on the radio were slow. And then she had Tim McGraw, and they were slow. So yes, it did. It was a slow burn for me as well.
Then cut to like basically I associate like almost every record of her. Like you can think back to what was going on in your life during every record that came out.
Yes.
So then I cut to like I moved to LA in 2010, and Speak Now had just come out, and I remember she did like some live show concert on TV that I watched with my roommate, and I was like, yeah, she's great.
Yeah,
she's great. And I still wasn't like I'm gonna listen to her all the time, but I was like. And she was, like, getting into the pop genre. And then Red came out. And I was like...
Yes.
Okay.
That's when I first... So then I kind of... We'll get into the albums later. Yeah. But I really wasn't that much into Speak Now or Fearless. But then Red dropped. And I remember one of her performances. She did I Knew You Were Trouble in a live performance. And I remember watching with my old roommate at the time. And she was like, what is Taylor doing? And I was like... Whatever she's doing, keep doing it, because I'm obsessed. And then she was like, stay with country. And I was like, no, I hope she goes more into this.
Also, with Red is when she did the bangs for the first time, I believe, around that time.
See, I don't know.
And it's like she's stayed with that look ever since because it suits her.
Yes.
She looks great.
Yes.
But yeah, so Red was like my first memory of there being just like hit after like poppy, catchy.
Yes. And I didn't realize how many hits were on the album until she re-released this new one, and then I was like, oh, that's on that album, so Red actually is higher up on the list than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, we're going to get into our rankings, don't you worry. Yeah, so let's see. Okay, so I Knew You Were Trouble. 22 is my favorite number, thank you very much.
Yeah, 22. Well, here's the thing, I really like the re-release of Red.
Yeah. So
my favorite song, The Very First Night. Everyone that knows me, I've been beating that song to death.
Okay.
Like, I know that's a newer song. And then the, of course, I'm drawing a blank right now. But
we can bring it up on.
Yeah, there's another one that was from The Vault that I was like, why was this not? Oh, with the one with Chris Stapleton. Why am I having a brain fart? Blake Lively directed the video.
Yeah. Don't you worry. Hold on. We're going to bring this up, right?
I bet you think about me.
Yep.
Yes, that one. And there's one other, Message in a Bottle. There was one, and I was like, all of these songs are so good. I had no idea.
I knew at one point I would have to bring up the playlist.
Oh, yes, I knew trouble.
And of course, I'm a huge Phoebe Bridgers fan. So when I found out they were doing a song together, I was like, yes, my two loves, my two.
Okay, But that's how I felt with Chris Stapleton. And
Yeah.
he like isn't
Right,
on it.
featured, yeah.
And same with
At least Phoebe has like a whole verse. So.
But she did with the Maren Morris on the last song that she dropped, and it was like she wasn't on it.
Right.
I was like, don't tease us. Like that.
Like if you're gonna do a duet, please, like we want to hear you. We would like you to have your own verse, like et cetera, et cetera. Like when she did the song with Haim. And
yes, I want more.
We want more.
Give
Haim.
me more. Starlight was what I was thinking, but Starlight is on the original Red album. That should show you that I'm not too familiar with Red before Red Taylor's version.
That's okay.
Out. But We Are Never Getting Back Together, of course, is like every girl's anthem at one point. Every girl has that anthem for one guy.
Yeah.
And of course, 22 is one of my favorite. We'll get into music videos, but that's one of my favorite music videos.
Oh yes, we would.
That's when I realized like she's fun. Like when I saw the 22 music, I was like, oh, get it, Taylor. Like you're just having a party with her cat ear like headband. And I was like, this is fun.
Yep. So 1989.
Oh God.
This is when Michelle was starting the obsession.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I just did refer to myself in third person. Yes. So I believe that I went to a Starbucks one day with my friend Ryan Talmo. Shout out Ryan. And Starbucks was selling the 1989 album.
What?
I'm pretty sure. This is like my memory.
Okay.
I go, yeah, I'll buy it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm a fan of Taylor. I want to hear what this is about. And at the time, I guess I didn't like have Spotify or wasn't like,
yes.
let me
This
not.
is still CD age.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a 2008 Jetta. So yes, I do have a CD
You
player.
needed that CD in that Jetta.
Popped 1989 in. Loved.
Mm-hmm.
Also, after that, well, do you want to mention anything about 1989?
Okay.
While we're on the topic.
I remember my husband coming home from work, and he goes, oh, God, I heard a song on the radio today, and you're going to beat it to death. He's like, I almost don't want to tell you what it is, because I already know you're going to beat it to death. And I was like, tell me. He's like, it's a Taylor Swift song. And I was like, tell me.
Yeah.
Then he played me Shake It Off.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to beat this to death. I even made sure they played that song at my wedding, because it's like one of my favorite songs of all time.
That was going to be one of my questions.
Oh, yes.
Was which Taylor songs did you have at your wedding? Did you have any others?
I definitely did Shake It Off. It was before Lover. If Lover had come out, of course I would have done Lover. And I probably would have made the DJ play Cruel Summer. But I think my husband was like, can you limit it maybe to one Taylor Swift song? So I think
also,
I only did
do
Shake
you
It
want
Off.
to renew your vows just so that you can play more Taylor?
Well, here's the thing. And I know this was possibly going to come up later, but I had a Taylor Swift birthday party.
Oh, yeah. No, let's talk about it.
When I turned 30, they were like, do a theme. Like, make it a themed birthday. And I was like, Taylor Swift. I don't know how I'm going to do it. The people I invited to my 30th birthday are not Taylor Swift fans. First problem.
Yeah. I mean, I was probably working. I probably could not attend.
Yes. And it was in Palm Springs. It was a small affair.
Yeah.
With my sisters and then my best friend Brittany. And I remember telling them the theme. And it was like crickets.
Yeah.
And I was like, make it happen.
Like, how do we Okay. Like, do we just like play songs or?
Yeah. So at the pool party, they were doing, we were at the JW Marriott in Palm Springs. Of course, they went up and they're like, play a song that won't ruin the party that's like the mood. That's Taylor Swift. And of course, they played 22. And I was like, perfect song. And then that night, I made everyone pick a Taylor era. And bravo. Kudos to my sisters for really trying. They tried. One of my sisters wore the Not a Lot Going On at the Moment shirt with like red sunglasses. One of my sisters wore like a red. She did like the red. My friend Brittany was like, I don't listen to Taylor. I don't like Taylor. Hopefully I can like get this together as best as I can. And then I came in a sequence outfit that she wore to, I think it was People's Choice Award, where she's like purple sequin butterflies. I did that, of course. And I was like so stoked. And I was like, we're going to the club like this.
Yeah.
And my sisters were like, absolutely, we're not. So I got pictures of all of us.
Absolutely, we're not.
Yeah. No, they refused to go to the club dressed like versions of Taylor. And I was like, well, who cares? I don't care. I really, at this point, I live in LA. No one cares what you're doing.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. Me walking around that sequence outfit, like, didn't face anybody.
If anything, they would have let you in before them because you were actually dressed to the nines.
I really was. And I was in like silver
They would be like,
stilettos.
ma'am. And then they would have been like, not you.
Not you. Well, and then they did say they were worried they were a little too casual for where we were going. Where we went, it would have been fine. So I tried my best to have a Taylor Swift theme. I just wasn't with the right people.
Mm-hmm.
If I could have a redo, especially now that Lover's out. I mean, this is before Cruel Summer.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
maybe I'll do a redo with the right people.
If I were to attend a party such as that, I would want to find an outfit as close as I could to what she wore for the Reputation tour, where it was like kind of like black, but like glittery.
Yes.
Hood.
Okay, that was the look I was going for. Yeah. I thought I was going to show up in the black fishnets, the black little, like, they're not even shorts. What are they? Just like, it's almost like a leotard bottom.
Yeah.
And like on like a black, like I wanted to be fierce.
Yeah.
And then like knee-high boots.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm going as Reputation Taylor. Like, but then I saw the sequin outfit and my whole thing changed.
Yeah. I mean, she just has great style.
Well, and I think what's great about her is she has a very unique style to where I think if you know Taylor and you saw the three of us standing, or the four of us standing next to each other, you'd immediately know, like, we're trying to do Taylor albums. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. She switches it up.
She does.
And
it always works.
By far, like, Reputation tour outfits, like, that was my jam. Oh,
yeah. That's like, I think, it was, she dropped that Reputation on Netflix on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
And I remember I was in London with all of my family, and I made them watch the concert footage, and like they were not into it, and I was like, me and my niece were. She loved it. I've put my family and friends through Taylor torture like quite a bit, and I don't, no regrets.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Why should you?
Yes.
Why should you? No apologies.
No.
Should we talk about, okay, so, I mean, basically we've already, like, mentioned how Reputation's our favorite album. Mm-hmm. That's what was after 1989. Let me just go back to my questions here. Okay. The flow is weird. Just take it or leave it, okay?
We're just talking Taylor, okay?
So had you seen her live any other time except when you saw, no. Okay.
No, Reputation was the first concert I'd been to of her.
At the Rose Bowl.
At the Rose Bowl with you and my friend Sarah.
Decent seats.
Yes.
Decent.
And can I...
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a memory of that with you. Do you remember... So it started out with, I think, Are You Ready For It? Do you remember the music, like, starting? And I was standing next to you and I was holding my margarita. And when the music started, I, like, completely lost my shit. And I started, like, jumping up and down and crying. And do you remember I soaked you with my margarita?
No.
And you were like, girl, you're getting your margarita all over me. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I got so excited.
You sure it was on me?
Yeah, because it was my right hand.
I don't.
And Sarah was probably like, she was probably 5 margaritas and 2 she wouldn't have noticed. You were like, I'm trying to enjoy this and you're spilling your margarita on me. And I was like jumping up and down. I was so excited. Like
That's awesome.
When that music hit.
Well, look, I'm just happy that you're happy, you know?
I was so happy.
And also, like, if you're going to spill on a shirt, it was a shirt that you made. So
I did make us all shirts.
Let's talk about the shirts that you made.
Of course, I made us shirts with my Cricut.
You asked us what song title, like, would you like for me to put on? And we all had different colored T-shirts.
Do you remember what yours was?
Of course. Shake it off.
Shake it off.
Because that's, like, the motto you have to have in life.
Yes.
You cannot let shit get you down.
No, and that song has, okay.
Holds a record, by the way. Her best-selling single.
I get it. Because everyone, how can you be mad during that song?
No.
Even if you hear, you're like, you can pop a shoulder up even, like, once. Like, it just gets you going.
Yeah.
No, that's, anytime I'm sad, or I need to, like, listen to a song. I also have bad anxiety, like, especially flight anxiety. So, like, when I need something to calm me down, it's that song. Shake It Off, or I Did Something Bad, which is what my shirt said. My shirt said I did something bad. And then I think Sarah said, look what you made me do.
Yeah.
And, of course, I was like, if we're going to the concert. Oh, then we got our makeup done. Remember, we got our red lips.
You did.
Yes. You did. Me and Sarah. Sarah set up appointments to go get red lips.
She was at that high Sephora level that I had not reached yet.
She was a platinum member or whatever, so we got our free makeup done. Yes. Oh, I forgot about that.
I did go to Dry Bar though, because I feel like I did, because my hair was super curly.
Yeah, you went to Dry Bar, I think, and then we went to Sephora.
Yeah.
And we went to this concert like ready to party.
Because at that time in my life, like, I was probably not shopping at Sephora, probably not into makeup. I was like all about Dry Bar.
But you were going to Dry Bar. Yeah.
Obsessed.
And your hair looked really good for those photos.
Thank you.
I remember that. And I remember I went and bought black Ray-Bans. I was like,
yeah,
I need the Ray-Bans. I need the red lip.
And that's where I bought one of my favorite shirts of all time.
Yes.
Also the dates on the back.
I am not wearing that concert tee. I'm wearing my other
You got a cute little snake tank
that I wear all the time.
Tank. Yeah.
Real quick while we're talking about Reputation. I try to get all the vinyl records. Reputation is my white whale. You cannot find Reputation anywhere.
Tell the listeners and viewers what happened to you at Amoeba Records the other day.
Okay, this might be a conspiracy theory.
And then we'll talk about karma.
Yes, that I'm putting out there. This might not be true. However, while I'm looking for my white whale, I go up to info and I'm like, do you have Reputation in the store? She's like, let me look it up for you. She pulls it up and she's like, we don't. She goes, but what's weird is in 2 weeks, we have a huge shipment of Reputation coming in. She's like, but they're like picture discs.
Oh, she did say it was Reputation.
Oh, yeah, she said picture discs. And I was like, are they new? She's like, I don't know. Because Reputation, if you look for that vinyl online, they go for $100 and up. Mm-hmm. And I've gone to so many record
stores.
Somebody
has a birthday coming up.
I know, right? I've asked her for Christmas, for my birthday, but I also, with also like the Scooter Braun and like she doesn't own that.
Oh.
I don't want to like pay.
Let's wait for her version.
Let's wait for her version.
Let's support Taylor. Yeah.
I love Reputation so much that I kind of want that cover of the vinyl.
Here's what you got to do then. You buy that, but you also buy her version.
Yeah, which is what I was going to do.
So it's like you're still giving her money.
Yeah, so when I was at Amoeba, I said, do you have Reputation coming in? And then she said, we have a bunch coming in at the end of March. She's like, you should check back. And I was like, the original Reputation? She's like, I'm not sure, but we'll be selling it for $39.99, which is what like Red and Speechless, like Lover, I all paid about that, but it's like that on like $50. So I was like, is it the old Reputation? Or did I just get a clue? Because she said it's going to be a picture disc edition. And I don't know
by
what
the way,
first one was.
Majored in music industry, don't know what that means.
Okay.
We can talk about a lot of stuff that I should know that I don't know.
Well, it's like she's on it.
Yeah.
And like all of her like handwritten notes and like the pictures, like sometimes there's posters. Like it's like an edition. Like it's not just like that with like the vinyl out. It's like
like lyrics.
Yeah, but like, and there's like
a fold out.
I wish I could show you an example. Like her Fearless one was, and Red was. It's like,
yeah,
I'll show you. But I don't know. So
I'll be honest. The only actual CDs I have, like physical CDs, are 1989 and Reputation. And Reputation is in my car at all times. Like it is the CD that's in my car at all times.
Is it bad I don't even own any of the CDs? I just own all of the vinyls, and then I have it all on my phone. Girl, all of her albums are on my phone.
Girl, you still giving her money.
She gets a lot of my money.
You supporting.
She gets a lot.
Why don't you talk about your other merch? So
obviously I have this shirt that came out for Lover because I needed something because I was going to go to the Lover Fest.
Yeah.
I was very excited. I realized I had
COVID.
That was a whole thing. I realized I had Capital One pre-sale. Like you get, early access, which I didn't even realize. I just went up to like look. And I somehow got in to buy tickets. And I was like, wait, I can buy them right now? These don't go on sale until tomorrow. So I completely lost my shit. And I was like scanning all over the place. And I was like, I wasn't planning on going because the ticket prices were going to be so high. But then I was somehow scanning and I found 2 tickets on the floor right next to the stage. And I remember getting really, really hot. And I called my husband and I was like,
and we'll be selling our firstborn.
Pretty much.
to get these.
Pretty much. Well, and I thought those were going to be gone.
Yeah.
So, and they were the same price as some of the nosebleeds I was finding. So I was like, I don't know how I'm finding these 2 tickets, and you only have a certain amount to hold them and buy them.
Yeah.
So I remember I was like holding my credit card, and I was like, my husband will kill me. Yeah. I was like, if I am just like, I dropped $1,000 on Taylor's head.
Were they $500 each?
They were like $480 each.
Okay.
Yeah. Which I don't think that's that crazy for the floor.
No, but you're saying that they were the same as
some of the higher up seats I was finding.
Weird. That's weird.
I don't know. So, but they were in chairs on the floor next to the stage.
Yeah.
So
worth it.
I'm embarrassed about this, but so I called my husband and I was like freaking out because I'm not the kind of person to drop that kind of money, especially at a concert. But I was like, this is just like meant to be. So I was like, do you care if I drop $1,000 on Taylor Swift concert tickets? And this is when SoFi Stadium hadn't opened yet. And he wanted to go. He's like, yeah, as long as you take me because I want to see the stadium. So I was like, okay. So I bought them. And I think the excitement and the anxiety was like too much. So I started crying. And that's when everyone was posting their crying Taylor Swift videos, like on Twitter, like getting concert tickets. I was like, So I like filmed a video of me crying to like send to like my friends to be like, look, guess where I'm going. And of course I posted it because like everyone was posting crying videos. And then I saw a thing that was like, you're a basic bitch when you have posted a crying video, like on Twitter and Instagram. And I was like, oh, I did. And it's about Taylor Swift. I'm like an uber basic bitch. But I was so excited for those tickets. I told everyone, I was like, no one can plan anything for me in July because like I'm going to Loverfest. I don't even care if you're getting married, having a baby. Like I will be at Loverfest.
Yeah.
And then 2020 happened.
Yeah.
I got my money back. Don't worry. I got my money back.
Man, and this is how I know, like, you are more obsessed than me. Because, like, number one, didn't want to put out that money. Number two, I think probably at that point, my credit cards were maxed out.
Yeah.
Do you remember? Yeah, because you bought them in 2019, probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember I had to use my Capital One card because it was the Capital One pre-sale. So I had to tell my husband that wasn't like going to be a sneaky purchase. Like he was going to see that. And I was shocked and he was like, just do it. He said, because I don't want to have to hear you on that day be like, I could have went. And I was like, yeah, good point.
All right. So we've discussed some of these things already. What's your favorite music video or multiple music videos?
Okay. So I mentioned 22 because I love that vibe. I love Look What You Made Me Do because she makes fun of herself.
Do you know that holds a record?
Oh, what record?
The most expensive music video ever made at $12 million.
Are you serious?
Like, because it's, I'm sure that this still will hold the record for a while, because if you Google, like, most expensive, it doesn't pop up on every article. Like, it'll pop up, like, Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson Scream, which was so many years ago and only at, like, 7 million.
Oh, okay.
And so, yeah, hers was 12 million.
Wow, I didn't know that. But I loved it. I loved the vibe. It was so edgy. And like I said, she called herself out at the end, and I was here for it. And then I wrote down my other one. I wrote down 3.
Yeah.
Oh, You Need to Calm Down, of course. I love You Need to Calm Down because I love the vibe.
I do too. Oh, yeah.
The outfit, the hair, the fur coat. When she came out in that pink fur coat, I was like, I need a fur coat.
Yeah.
And of course, I got a fur coat. Mine's red, but she inspired me.
Okay, so I think my 2 favorite are Blank Space.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one.
Love. Love her, like, dripping in diamonds. Love just, like, the attitude she's giving. Love the short hair. Love, like...
Is that the one where she goes crazy?
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Like, walking the dogs and on the horse and, like...
Okay, I do love that
at the
one,
estate.
Too. Yes.
I think it was, like, in Long Island. I think it was in New York. It looks like it's, like, England.
Yeah.
What is my other... The Man.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I knew a girl who did background on it, and she's in the subway scene. And as soon as I saw the subway scene, I was like, oh my God, I know her. That's April. So, of course, I had to reach out to her, and I was like, how was Taylor? And she was like, fantastic, like, great time. And I was like, I would have died if she would have told me, like, she was a tyrant or something. But she said everyone that worked on that video had such a great time. I was so jealous.
Yeah.
Because it filmed in LA. Same with Delicate. And I was like, how do we get on
I know
these
the
videos?
camera guy that shot Delicate.
See, we're always like one person away.
And also, I worked at the bar at the very end, Golden Gopher. I worked there for a while.
We're always close.
But way before she shot there. And then I see it, I'm like,
we do background acting. We've been doing this for
like, thanks
9
for going
years.
to my former employer,
Yes.
but I'm not there.
I don't understand how we never got cast on anything she was on. I'd probably Shake It Off may have been filmed in LA too. Yeah. But I was never on anything with Taylor. And maybe that's better because they say don't meet your heroes. I probably would cry. I've had dreams where I've met her and I just start crying. And then my husband's always in my dreams like, she's sorry. She's just so excited.
I love that.
I'm always crying when I meet her.
God, I don't know if I've dreamt about her, but
I definitely
that's
have.
great.
I want to meet her at maybe. And it
feel
couldn't
like
be like when she's at a restaurant. Like I would never do that. It would have to be like a meet and greet situation.
But even that, like, does she do that during her tours still? But it's just like, again, you can tell me, I don't know everything, but from what I remember, her mom, and she maybe doesn't do this anymore, but her mom would like pick out special fans in the crowd that she thinks are like super fans and then invite them to go backstage.
Well, that, and then she'd have her secret recordings like sessions. I don't know how I would handle that. I would probably just be crying the whole time.
Yeah, and you need to get on, what is it, Tumblr?
Oh, and I'm
is
not
that how
on
she,
Tumblr
is that
or
how
Reddit.
she finds
Yeah, it might be Tumblr.
the fans to come to her house and she can bake them cookies?
And it's sad because if she goes on my Twitter, I only talk about like 90 Day Fiancé and Taylor Swift. So she would know like, oh, this girl, and my crying videos on there when I got her tickets.
I mean, then you would for sure get picked.
But I know I'm not on Tumblr. I stalk her Instagram.
I feel like she's one of these celebrities that it must be so hard to meet.
Yeah.
It must be really hard to meet her.
And now that she's extremely private, that's why I wouldn't feel comfortable like if I ever saw her
always
on
in
the street.
London.
Well, yeah. If she was like at a place, okay, so one time at Malibu Wines, Tom Felton was there who plays Draco Malfoy. And I like lost my shit because that's like my first crush. And I was like, I'm not going to go up and bother him. He's with his family. But then I saw like 5 other people go up and he was taking pictures with everybody that it made me feel like
you could do that.
I could do like he's clearly being nice. He's in a public space. Other people are doing it. If I saw Taylor maybe doing something like that, I'd still cry, but I'd do it. But if she's like at dinner with her family or like doing something private, I couldn't.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so next tour she has we just need to investigate like
the meet and greet.
The meet and greet situation.
I would probably
hella expensive.
But also, I'm like, could I actually handle that, or would I just like be a crying, anxious mess?
That's okay.
And like just get a picture. Like I want the picture. She's like hugging you with like her head. Like, you know, all those photos you see with her fans. Like her head's on you and she's hugging you. And she's probably like 1.5 feet taller than me. But I'm like, that's my dream, to get that picture with Taylor. As I'm like crying.
When I meet celebrities, it's gonna be one of two things. It's me not being able to say a single word, which has happened to me before.
Me too.
Or me saying the spiel they hear all the time, which is, I'm such a big fan.
I know.
I saw when you did this, and I love when you did this. And
I know. And then we just become across like crazy people. Yeah. Like, oh, you guys are stalkers.
Like I literally just did that on Sunday.
With Whitney Cummings.
No, by the way, this past week I've met some celebs, and it's been a wild week. It's been great. Met Whitney Cummings. She was amazing. Also met Rory Scovel. He was hilarious. I saw him do an entire stand-up show that was improvised.
Oh, wow.
It was front row. Love you. And then when I met him after, I did like so lame. I was just like, yeah, I'm a huge fan, and I've seen your special like 20 times, and I tell everyone about it. And I also there. And
but can I just tell you, you're not the weirdest fan he's met. You know what I mean? That's what you have to think about. Like, no matter what you do, they've seen weirder or they've seen worse. And that's something.
But then I also like probably shouldn't have said this part.
Say it.
No, there's one thing I said I shouldn't, and one thing I didn't say that I'm glad I did. Now I'm saying it. But
you didn't say like, I want to have your babies or something. Okay.
No. I said, one time I did background on your show Physical, and like you were like standing over there, and I was like, oh, cool.
That's what I said to Tom Felton. No, I worked on Murder in the First.
Oh, yeah, what's up? But I can't say hi to you because I'm working.
That's exactly, because he was like, oh, what scene were you in? And I was like, I was on the Fox lot, and we were doing this, and we were doing that. And I just became like, that's hilarious. We both went like,
and then,
I've worked with you before.
In my mind, like, he's immediately like contacting like a producer or an AD on his show and being like, no. This chick, don't ever have her on again.
That's so funny. That's exactly what I did to Tom Felton. I was like taking a picture and telling him like, I've worked with you before. Yeah. Like I was so excited to be on that show. But he was really cool about it because he even asked like, oh, what scene or what episode were you on? And I was like, then your brain just like turns off. And I was like, I was on the Fox lot.
Yeah. No, Rory was cool. He was like, oh, cool. Mm-hmm. And what got to me too was when I was working that day, I was like this the whole time.
Oh yeah.
And like, no one else there like knew who he was.
Okay, that's how I felt about Draco. I'm like sitting there, I was like, I can't be the only Harry Potter nerd here. But I was sitting there like, oh my God, that's Tom Felton.
I was like, do you want me to recite his whole special for you?
Yeah, see, and I feel like I feel like with Taylor, if I met her, I'd be like, it'd be like so sappy, but I would tell her like, I suffer from really bad anxiety. And like when I am like losing it.
She would love that.
I had put her, like, her Reputation album, like, I had really bad flight anxiety going to London, like, to the point where I was crying on the plane. Like, that's how much anxiety I was having. And I put Reputation on. And that's another thing. When you listen to it, like, in your Beats headphones by yourself, no interruptions, you hear every word and the music. It's just like, that's also why I love Reputation. Like, yeah. I dealt with so much anxiety that album, like, it's my go-to now. Like, anytime I feel it, I'm like, just put on Reputation because it's like, I know all of the words. Yeah. And it's like, I would tell her, like, you saved me from my anxiety.
Yeah. She would love that.
She'd be like, okay, crazy.
No.
I'd be like, no, I literally am. Yeah.
I mean, if you tell someone, like, they've helped you in life, like, in that kind of way, like, they have to love that.
Hopefully. That's when, like, keep making music forever.
So, I have here Jordan's thoughts.
Of my obsession.
We've kind of discussed that.
Okay, also, let me just tell you, I've made him a Swiftie. Because when All Too Well, the 10-minute version came out, I was like, oh, we're listening to it. And I wanted to listen to it in the car. There's something about listening to full albums in the car, too. Like, I either want it fully in my headphones or I want to listen to it in the car. And I put on the 10-minute version of All Too Well. And afterwards, he wasn't like, oh, that's so long or whatever. He was like, that was written really well. And the part where she goes, call me up just to break me like a promise, so cruel in the name of being honest. I got like goosebumps all over my arms. And Jordan was like, are you being serious right now? And I like showed him my arms and I was like, she literally gives me goosebumps. So now anytime we hear that song and that part plays, he looks at me, he's like, goosebumps. Yeah. I'm like, always. So he knows all of the, and he likes Lover. He's learned to play Lover on the guitar. And he, like, when people give him crap about being a Swiftie, they're like, really? He's like, no, you know what? Like, she writes all of her own music. She's not just one genre. Like, she can do it all. Yep. And he really likes that. He's just like, good for her. Like, he has nothing negative to say about Taylor. And that's also like what I love about him. I'm like, he gives it a try.
So this is kind of relating to, I guess, your, like, how you've used her music to help you with anxiety. Mm-hmm. But like, do you think of any of her songs to describe the moment that you're in?
What do you mean the moment?
Okay.
Oh,
my example.
yes. Tell me. I need an example.
When I meet a hot guy.
Okay. Yes.
I think of the song "Gorgeous."
Oh my god.
Because
Yes.
I can't say anything to your face. You're so gorgeous.
Yes. Here's the other thing. Probably she has a song for every person I've dated. Like I can definitely associate that and moments in my life. Like when I had a big dramatic thing with this girl that I found all this stuff out about. It was like don't you think I wouldn't hear all things said about me? Like in my head I'm saying I think I've probably used her lyrics on my Instagram like way too much.
Yeah.
But there are so many times in my life or like I'm just like I have to use this lyric because it's so perfect. Or the one lyric I've always wanted to use, I'm just not that kind of person, is I did something bad. I want to do something so naughty that I can just like play that song in the background.
I love the line too, like, I could turn the bad guys good for a weekend.
Oh my God.
There's so many good
She's
lyrics
got
in that song.
Great. Like just Cruel Summer, pretty much the whole song when she goes, he looks up grinning like. When I first heard that, I was like, oh my.
Wait, what is the actual words?
He looks up grinning like the devil.
He looks up grinning.
He looks up grinning like the devil.
Oh.
He looks
Honestly,
up grinning like
I
the
did
devil.
not know exactly what she was saying.
Oh.
Thank you for clarifying.
Actually, I hope it's that. He looks up grinning like a devil. It's new.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I literally like fell back in my chair. Like, did she just do that? Yeah, that's also another great lyric.
Do you want to rank the albums?
I can rank the albums.
Yeah, let's do it.
Down.
Let's refer to our notes here.
Obviously, we already said Reputation's our number one. That is what made me a Swiftie because every single song on that album, genius.
And then as we do this, let's talk about our favorite songs on the album. Do you have that?
Reputation, definitely I did something bad. But I also really like Ready For It.
Look, the first 3 songs are just like jam, jam, jam.
And Endgame?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah.
I love the rap. I love
She can do
Ed
it all.
Sheeran.
Yep.
But if I may, let's go further down
Are you say
the track.
Gorgeous?
No.
Getaway Car.
That's one of them.
Okay. Love Getaway Car.
Not my first.
Okay.
The one that I put on, okay, since Reputation is the CD in my car at all times, there is one song that I play over and over again.
Tell me.
Delicate.
Oh, of course. Of course. Yes.
So good.
And it's
just
like
she's talking about New York.
Oh, yeah.
Dive bar on the east side, where you at?
I love.
Like,
oh, what's that other one? Perfectly Fine. That song. Oh my god. And like she did like the drums go crazy. Every time you put her on the spot, and that's why I can never meet her. If she ever asked me a question, I'd be like, King of My Heart. Oh my god. Jordan also knows, like, anytime that comes up on the playlist, that's an automatic, like, you don't skip that song.
Is it cool that I said all that? Is it too soon to do this? Yeah.
Like I said, it's pretty much that whole album is like a non-skip.
That's like a great, it's just like perfectly describes like getting to know someone and being like scared to jump in.
And Don't Blame Me. That has also great, like, yeah.
Getaway Car, like almost a forgotten
Does everyone think
jam?
It's about Tom Hiddleston or whatever his name is? Yes. Loki.
Didn't know. I didn't know.
I think that's a fan theory that is definitely about.
It's just a fun concept, and it's like, play on words and all that. It's great.
Yeah.
It's like,
obviously. Every single song on Reputation is.
What is your number 2?
Lover. Because of Cruel Summer.
Okay. Number 2 is 1989 for me.
Okay. I had a hard time between 1989 and Lover, but I also really like Paper Rings.
Yeah.
On Lover too, and Lover. So I just
Let me
have
go.
more songs.
Let me go. Yo, we might only have one in common, but Lover was number 5.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay. What's your number 3?
I put as my favorite song on Lover, "Cruel Summer."
Yeah.
However, like I said, The Man is like
one
of my favorite.
London Boy.
Love The Man.
And The Man.
I love like feminism, and she's just like, I know that
everything she says in that song, women can relate to.
And she had been wanting to write something like that for a while.
You could tell. In the video,
she's talked about. She's like, I just had this idea for what, and I didn't know how to like put it to words and blah blah blah.
And then she put it to words.
And then she was a man, and and I was watching that video, definitely for a while, not comprehending that was her.
Oh really? I knew right away. I was like, this is gonna be Taylor,
and she directed it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, wait. Okay. So yeah, my number 2 is 1989. I love so many. Originally, I had Bad Blood as my favorite, but then when I was re-listening to it, I was like, honestly, Blank Space and Style.
I love Style, but for that one, for me, it's Shake It Off.
Okay.
She's got so many good ones on that one.
Yeah.
Oh, and I like
Style is so good. It's just different.
I like Style. That's another album that like you don't realize how many good songs. Welcome to New York is on that one. Of course, that should be your song.
I vividly remember when 1989 came out, and I was in background holding on this show, and we were talking about 1989, and this girl just goes, "Okay, it's a great album, except," and I was like, she's like, "Welcome to New York." Like, no, and I was like,
We can't be friends.
I was like, have you lived in New York? Have you been excited about living in New York?
I think it makes you excited. I also think, and it's a underplayed song. Like I feel like it's like not one everybody knows. Is How You Get the Girl and I Wish You Would. I'm obsessed with. I Wish You Would.
I was listening to that in the shower today, and that made me sad.
Oh,
I wish you would.
really?
You know?
Because it's like so freaking good. I just wish you would.
Okay, besides Cruel Summer, like I Forgot That You Existed is so good.
I forgot that you existed.
This is the part of the podcast where we just say every song is so good.
I know. Every Taylor Swift fan that's listening to this is like, right.
Do you like Death by a Thousand Cuts? Not your favorite.
It's not my favorite. I like it.
I like it.
I like the music.
I like that she wrote it just after seeing a movie that she liked.
I do like that meta. That was the whole meta thing. Like she wrote it based off that movie, but that movie was based off of one of her songs. Yeah.
Do you remember what song?
No.
Okay.
But they were like, how did you write this song based off of this movie? Because this movie is based off one of your songs.
I didn't know that.
I don't know. Oh, I think he knows. Okay, so remember how I told you, like, there's a song for every guy I've dated?
Yeah.
Okay, obviously Jordan became my husband, but I think he knows. Like, if we could go back and I could, like, play him a song, like, this is how I feel about you. Because it is kind of, like, a little bit stalker. And, like, she's drawing up the plans. She's architect. She's drawing up the plans. On...
But you're... Wait.
Yeah.
I think he knows about Jordan?
Yeah.
Okay.
If, like, back, like, 12 years ago when I first met Jordan, if I could play him a song. Because even though it's, like, she's counting the steps, like, going to his house or something like that. And I used to, like, walk to his house every day after school.
Okay.
And then it talks about, like, 16th Street and 16th Street Mall. Is where we used to hang out, like, in Denver. It's, like, I think he knows this is my song for Jordan.
Okay.
And he even knows that.
Cool. What is your number 3 album?
1989.
Okay.
Yeah. Because it had slightly less amount of songs that are non-skip songs for me.
Okay.
Lover.
My number 3 is Evermore. Is that crazy?
Really?
Do you remember me, like, not too long ago having this conversation with you about, like, and okay, I don't know if it was with you, but I was like, I really haven't listened to Evermore more than, like, twice.
Yeah, I don't think I have either.
And all of a sudden.
It just hit you.
And I think I know a reason why this grew on me. It's going to tie in another obsession of mine. So fans of couples on TV shows make music videos to certain songs and put them on YouTube.
Oh my God, is this an X-Files thing?
Joey and Pacey from Dawson's Creek. There's a fan out there, thank you to whoever you are, who literally like made a music video about Joey and Pacey. And this was a few months ago last year. I was in my like rewatching Dawson's Creek phase. And like, yeah, she made a music video for like most of Folklore or most of Evermore. And that's when I was like, oh, this is so good.
Okay.
Like
it changed how you saw the album.
Like the
songs.
The song Ivy.
But Willow's on that album.
Yeah.
And I love Willow and Ivy and Long Story Short.
Yeah.
That's great.
I was even going to ask you, and I feel like I was going to ask you about that, and you were going to be like, no, I don't think about that.
No.
Yeah, you think about that song.
I think Evermore and Folklore.
Even like Cowboy Like Me is like,
If you listen to the lyrics of those two albums, I think each one is a unique story and is told so well. I don't even care how it sounds. If you just read the lyrics on it, I'm obsessed. Like lyrically, I think those two are her best albums.
Yeah.
Because it's not
and
even her stories.
You have to be like in the mood.
The first time I listened to Folklore,
that kind of music.
It was a vinyl, of course it was. I laid on my floor and like put the vinyl on and just like laid there, and it just so happened because like someone said like this is rainy day music.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, let's put it on. And then the one started, and I remember at first I was like, oh no, Joe and Taylor broke up.
Right. I remember you.
I was so scared. I probably like texted you like, I'm so scared that this is a breakup album. No, it wasn't. It was so good. But like when you're just laying there, if you're in like a chill vibe mood, Folklore and Evermore, Great albums.
Yeah, I remember music videos to probably Willow, Champagne Problems, Gold Rush, 'Tis the Damn Season.
Love 'Tis the Damn Season. Yeah.
That was my number 3. Okay, your number 3 was 1999.
My number 4 was Folklore.
Same.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Matched back up again.
Yes.
Yeah, Folklore was my number 4. I have here actually though that since my number 5 was Lover, I did kind of have it tied. It could be tied with Lover.
Yeah.
So like Folklore, Lover.
Kind of same. Well, and I like Folklore. I was really scared because someone's like, it's more piano and guitar. It's more of like a folksy album. And because I loved Lover so much, I was like, oh no, is this going back more towards like her original like music? And it didn't. And it was so much better than I thought. And I never thought I would like this style of music. And I'm obsessed. Yeah. I'd say The One, Cardigan, Exile. Oh. When you just want to be sad, put that
Flat
song
Out
on.
Exile blew my mind. Continues to blow my mind. Is my favorite.
And then is it Bon Iver? Is that how you say it? Bon Iver?
Yeah.
Okay. Him on there gives me goosebumps.
And like Joe wrote that.
Oh, really?
Like, so have you seen the Long Pond Sessions on Disney Plus?
Okay, shockingly, no. I know. I need to. But I didn't have Disney Plus. My nieces finally got it. I need to watch it.
She sings every song on Folklore. She breaks down how she came up with every song on Folklore. And she said that one day she just like overheard this, the start of a song on piano. And it was Joe singing the beginning of Exile.
Oh, really?
Like word for word. Like she was like, yeah, so he like totally wrote, yeah.
I need to watch this. I'm shocked that I haven't.
First trivia question.
Uh-oh.
What is Joe's pseudonym?
Oh, it's William Bowery, maybe?
Ding, ding. Okay.
Nice. But that's also why I like Betty, because he help write that one?
Yeah.
So Jordan and my niece Emma like did a cover of Betty, like they'll sing downstairs. And that made me like love that song. Yeah. So every time I hear it, like I think of Jordan and Emma like singing it, and it just holds a special place in my heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another favorite on Folklore is August.
Oh, of course. That whole trilogy. That whole thing that she did with the 3 storylines and they're each from a different person's perspective. Loved it.
I can relate to August.
Yes. See, that's the thing.
Falling for someone who's like not into or not going to be into or not going to stay into you because there's someone else.
Yes. Yeah. But that's even if you're not a Taylor fan, I guarantee you there's one song out of all of her albums that would just be like, I have felt this like before in my life. And it just comes over you and you're like, she feels how I'm feeling. And that's how Should Have Said No was. I remember the first time I Should Have Said No happened was also when I was dating a guy I just found out who cheated on me. And I was like screaming that song. It's like, Taylor gets it. Taylor gets my anger.
Yeah, get back to me after you watch the Long Pond Sessions because like I'm so glad that I watched that and I know like the backstory of every song. Like I love that.
And I watched Miss Americana.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did watch that one, which was fascinating to me, getting to look into her life and how she deals with the pressure too. So I like that the Long Pond Sessions are about the music, obviously. Okay, cool. I do need to watch it.
Where are we at?
One? I think we're at 5.
Yeah, 5 was Lover. What was your 5?
Red.
Okay.
Taylor's version.
That was 6.
Okay.
For me.
6 for me was Taylor Swift.
What did you ever say what your favorite songs on Red were?
I like Very First Night.
Okay. I have down All Too Well.
Oh, of course. Yes.
But I think like before this whole obsession with All Too Well and like this re-emerging of it with the 10-minute and all that, like, yeah, I probably wouldn't have said that. But now with this like whole thing, yeah.
I see it differently now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, let's talk about the theory that you told me about All Too Well.
Okay.
The scarf theory.
This is a theory, and I'm sorry if I'm just like throwing out conspiracy theories. I go down a lot of Taylor Swift rabbit holes.
That's exactly what I want you to talk about.
Okay, there's 2. There's 2 that I've gone down and spent, I like came out of it and I was like, what year is it kind of thing. 2. 1 is the red scarf and 2 is Karlie Kloss.
Yeah.
The red scarf supposedly is a metaphor for her virginity. That she...
Totally makes sense. Yeah.
Yes, she was a good girl, wasn't going to get up till marriage. Jake got in there, took her virginity, and then slowly like ghosted her.
And he still has it.
And then he's a little shit and tries to come back into her life, and she's like, what are you doing? Yeah, so, and then they also said that with the new music video she just did, I Bet You Think About Me, when the dress turns from red to white, and she like blooms into red, They also supposedly like that signifies her like losing her virginity and becoming a woman and blooming. That was definitely one that I went down. In the Carly Kloss for the Lover album is supposedly about Carly Kloss and how they had a relationship. It couldn't get out. Then Carly fell in love with that guy, and then Taylor couldn't.
This is wild to me, like
right. But it makes sense if you go down these like, rabbit holes.
But Cornelia Street was like the main, like, wasn't that like a main reason why people thought?
Yeah,
and she was like seen hanging out with her.
Yeah, and then like they were seen like at a bar, and they can't tell from the photos if they were kissing or not, but they were definitely like. And girls can be very.
Do you
friendly,
think that like during this time she was still seeing Joe?
I think this is before Joe.
Oh, it was?
This is what I.
Right before.
Yeah, like I hear like it went Carly then Joe.
Okay.
And that's why Taylor didn't go to her wedding. That's according to these rabbit holes. Like half of Lover is about Carly Kloss and like that, and even Cruel Summer. But I don't know.
So I told you how I went to go see the outside of her New York.
Oh yes,
apartment.
I would probably do that as well.
Sorry, Taylor.
We're stalkers, but we won't run up to you and start crying. Probably.
I mean, look, I was in New York a couple years ago with my friend Lauren. Shout out Lauren, and it just happened to also be New Year's Day.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I was like, what better day to? Yeah. And I was like, we need to go to this location.
I'd be curious.
And I was like, just, wow, she owns like this whole block. It's so dope. And I did maybe like peek in, and there were like letters that people had like thrown in.
Oh
like,
my God, I can only imagine.
Packages and
yeah, I can only imagine.
Yeah. Where's your next? Oh,
so and then 7's Evermore.
What is my 7? Oh, my 6 is Red. Yeah. Okay, your 7 is Evermore. My 7 is Speak Now.
Oh, Speak Now is my 9th. I don't know.
It's funny how different our Evermores are. Like mine's at 3.
I know. And then 8 for me is Fearless, because I do know more songs on Fearless than I knew on Speak Now.
What's your favorite songs on Speak Now?
You know, I'd have to look this up. Isn't that bad? I honestly don't. I don't think I even have one song downloaded from Speak Now.
Oh, Back to December.
Oh, that's on that album?
Oh,
okay.
When she, and I don't know what award show she performed at the piano.
And that's supposedly about Taylor Lautner.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you found out like he's a really good guy. I feel like
Back to December was All Too Well, but before All Too Well.
Yes, that was like the original All Too Well. Yeah. See, that's probably the only song on that one.
But also, the song Mean is so good.
Oh yeah, no, that's a good one. She's got a few that are good for girlfriends and girlfriendships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remind me to come back to talking about Karma.
Okay.
After
yeah. Because there might have been a 10th album. Or it might be the 10th album. Yeah.
Fearless? What was that for you?
Fearless was number 8 for me.
Me too.
Oh.
How do we come back like after every 2 albums we're like, nope, that's the same number. Okay.
But I think mine are all 3 of the most poppy ones are at the top. And all 3 of the very country ones are at the bottom.
Oh, yeah. Because, same.
Yeah, I just really, really, really love her latest
White
stuff.
Horse for me.
Oh, yeah.
Was my favorite from Fearless.
There was a new song of Fearless that I really liked. Mr. Perfectly Fine.
Yeah. And then wait, so is Taylor Swift your last number 9?
No, Taylor Swift is number 6 because that's what Should Have Said No and Our Song and Picture to Burn.
I had Teardrops, but also Our Song. I couldn't make up my mind. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love Our Song. Yeah. That's another one like I can associate with somebody.
Okay. Let's get into Karma.
We have another theory here.
So I only just discovered this yesterday while I was doing some Taylor research, and it blew my mind.
I think it could be her fans figure shit out.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff that they do, the rabbit or the Easter eggs, then I go back and look and I'm like, God, they're so good at watching their videos and like spotting all that stuff.
So basically fans think that she was ready to put out this album called Karma.
Mm-hmm. Before Reputation.
Yeah. But then the whole feud with Kanye and Kim happened, and she kind of like,
she had to
became private for a year.
Yeah,
and like took a back seat and was like, she's like
going back to the drawing board a little bit.
People hate me, and I'm which we don't. We love you.
No,
always love. And so she just like never released this album. But then there's all these like Easter eggs and clues as to like this album. There was
should have dropped.
they even relate the color orange. Orange, as
Orange.
I say from Jersey. Orange. Do you
Just
remember?
Look at that look. Just look at that look. She's just classic.
Iconic. I have a jacket like that. Should have worn it. Okay, so, God, this is going to take forever to get to the...
Well, I know. So was it the Man music video? You see Karma written on the wall?
Right. Oh, okay. And in the Look What You Made Me Do music video, there's 14 different versions of Taylor. And there's one version we have not seen before.
And she was the one, like, on the plane, the mysterious one, right?
Yeah. And she's like...
All I think about is karma.
Yeah. Obviously that word, is going to come up. And then in the Man, we see the word karma twice on this, like, subway wall. And then she's stuck inside a cage wearing orange.
It's ready to come out.
Yeah, so it's like, what else? There was...
But see, isn't it crazy the fans put this together? That's what I love about Swifties.
There was an interview she did where she was asked, what do you think is the most important life lesson for someone to learn? And she smiled and replied, that karma is real.
Oh.
The album is real.
I really hope. Okay, so let me ask you, what if she releases another album? Obviously, she's going to release all her albums. What album do you want it to be the next one? What album of hers do you want to be the next one that she redrops?
I mean, I'd love to hear Karma. Reputation, I guess?
Yeah, I want Reputation to be next, too.
I mean, basically, Reputation and 1989 are my two favorites. So,
I think, for Amoeba Records and all you Swifties looking for Reputation out there, supposedly at the end of March, the vinyls are coming. It's hard to find. So even if it's not new, I still think I need to go get that one.
Let's see. Her 2019 American Music Awards performance, she was wearing like this white shirt with all her albums on it.
Yes, I watched that performance.
And
my favorite live performance.
Okay, good. That was one of my questions. And there were like 8 children surrounding her instead of 7.
Oh.
And they assumed each girl represented one of her 7 albums. So we're like, this 8th girl represents Karma. There's just like, just look it up, okay?
Yeah, look up the theory that Karma is coming. Taylor's hidden album.
It's a crazy, like after you read that article, you'll be like, yeah, for sure.
Here's the thing, and that's usually BuzzFeed. So you read that article, and on the bottom it'll say, proof that Taylor and Carly were in a relationship. And then it was, here's all of the Easter eggs from this video. Here's proof that, so you can just go down these BuzzFeed articles that just, for hours of all of these theories about her and things that she's done. Like, you'll see facts. And like, did you know during the pandemic, she sent vinyl stores a bunch of signed CDs and records, like keep them afloat? Like, she does all this like crazy charity stuff too, like giving her fans money through Venmo and stocking. And I'm like,
she just gives her fans money?
Yeah, like she pays off student loans and like gives money for like surgeries. Taylor,
60,000. 60,000 is probably a penny to you.
Yeah, she does like
help a girl out.
all of these cool. Like, I think I get that question a lot too. Like, why do you even like Taylor? Like, what is it about her? And I was like, well, first of all, she writes her own stuff. Second of all, every album that drops, you don't know what it's going to be. It's a surprise. Like, it's a new sound. It's a new look. It's new merch. It's like it's the frenzy. I love the frenzy, but I also love that behind the scenes, she does so much charity stuff, and like she really does so much for her fans that she actually cares. And she tries to like talk to her fans, like Reddit, Tumblr, Instagram. Like she does try to communicate with us. And sometimes, like you said, sometimes she goes on talk shows and is like, yeah, my fans got it right. I'm like, yes, we need that validation. I want to know. Tell us what we get right.
If you watch Miss Americana on Netflix, you'll see 2 big things that like made me respect her so much was her struggling to come out about her politics and her political stance.
The tweet or whatever she wanted to post.
Yeah, and supporting like a Democrat. And
well, because people were saying that she was like the head of a right-wing cult or the KKK or they were like using her music to promote all of this crazy stuff. And I was glad she finally stepped in and was like, no.
Yeah. I mean, she's sticking up for LGBTQ plus people.
She's using her voice now.
Yeah, gender equality.
Her platform, yeah.
And then the other big thing, which I think I told you right after I saw it, I was like, there is something that she talks about in this doc that I loved that she talked about this, and it was her struggles with her weight.
Yes, because every girl goes through that, and I can't imagine being under a microscope going through it.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because I remember when Reputation came out, in my head, I was like, she looks good. I remember when she was at one of the award shows, she had really short hair and she was wearing the orange top and the pink skirt. And I was like, she looks so frail, like so thin. And I was like, thinking at the time, like, I think that's what we're supposed to want to look like. And I'll never look like that. And then Reputation came out, she just looked like, she just filled out. Like, she looked healthy. And, like, so when she did bring that up in the doc, I was like, it's crazy that I noticed that. Because I was like, bravo. And to speak about it publicly, yeah, I can't imagine.
Love that she talked about that so that she could just be like, look, I was not naturally that thin.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't eat and I worked out all the time. Yeah. It's like, that's what people need to hear.
Yes.
That, like.
And she wasn't happy like that.
No.
And that, I remember watching that award show and she was standing on stage and she's kind of like this and you could see her collarbone.
Yeah.
And I was just like, she's gotten so thin. And that's when she had the posse of, like, model friends. And I was just like, as a fan, I was like, I love her, but I'll never look like that. Mm-hmm. And Reputation, she just felt like more like a person. Like someone you could, like, get along with. She didn't seem like this on a pedestal person.
And to me, like, when I've, like, looked at pictures of, like, before and after, like, I know that in the doc, I think she says, like, she went from a size 0 or 00 to a 6. Mm-hmm. She doesn't even look like a 6 now.
No.
She still looks...
She looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, not scary thin, just, like, normal.
But she comes out and talks about, like, yeah, even me as a huge superstar who has everything, like, I struggle with weight and my looks and what people say about me. So, yeah, I was really glad that she talked about that on that, too.
Are you ready for some Taylor trivia?
Are you ready for it?
Are you ready for it? All right. Name Taylor's cats and in the order in which she got them.
I don't know if Meredith or Olivia came first, but I know Benjamin was last.
Meredith was first. Do you know what types of cats they are?
I know one's white. One's a really big, fluffy white one. I don't know anything about cats. I know Benjamin is the most precious cat ever.
I would not have known if I didn't look this up. Like, I don't know anything about Meredith and Olivia are Scottish folds.
Okay, would I have no idea.
And Benjamin is a ragdoll.
Oh, so can I also tell you another, like, so I worked on a show, Mutt and Stuff, for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
And there was...
I did one day, too.
Yes. So the animal handlers on that show were the animal handlers for Benjamin on that Taylor Swift video. So when I was watching the behind the scenes and I saw this girl come in to hand her Benjamin, I was like, I know that girl. Like, I know her. But of course, this was after Mutt and Stuff had wrapped, where I was like, I want to go and talk to her and see how it was, like, working on this. Like, once again, I was like one person away from, like, being with Taylor.
Benjamin's the best. He's so cute. I love his blue eyes.
Yes.
Makes me want one. Okay. What's her middle name?
Allison. I don't know why I said it like that.
Allison.
Allison.
But how do you spell it?
Allison.
No.
Oh.
Wrong.
Allyson?
One L. But Alison. What town was she born in?
Somewhere in Tennessee. No, she owns a Christmas tree farm. I know that. I don't know where she was born.
Reading, Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay. I do. Pennsylvania, yes.
You're not going to. So now, like, I kind of am gauging, like, your level of,
I'm obsessed, but I'm not, like,
right.
obsessed.
Trust me, I would not have known. At what game, like, sporting game, did she first perform, or did she perform the national anthem at age 11?
Probably something baseball. That's my guess.
Basketball.
Oh, really?
And think Pennsylvania.
Pacers.
76ers. So
I don't even know if the Pacers are where they're from.
You needed to phone Jordan for that, like phone a friend.
I phoned a friend.
Like, Jordan.
I do not know basketball.
Pennsylvania?
I know Denver Nuggets and LA Lakers. That's it.
You might know this. Who taught her to first play guitar? And at what age?
Probably young. Probably really young. Probably like 5 or 6.
No. Not that young.
Oh, really? Maybe 10. Maybe her dad. Or her uncle.
It was 12, and it was a computer repairman.
Okay, I need to know the story about how that goes.
I had a computer repairman. He didn't teach me how to play guitar. He was cool, though.
If I saw a computer repairman coming in and, like, was teaching my niece to play the guitar, I'd almost be like, what are you doing? I don't know how I'd feel about it. But hey, back then, I guess, yeah. I'm just going to tell you this fact. Okay.
I won't put it in the form of a question. Did you know that she wrote a 350-page novel at the age of 12 that has not been published?
How is it not out?
I know.
I want to know.
And also she, like, won some national poetry contest at, like, a young age, too.
That doesn't
And
surprise
also, like,
me.
apparently she has a really high Q, as if we're surprised.
No, I'm not
But
surprised
this just,
at all.
like, feeds into
She comes across as very
like-
intelligent when she talks. Like, it's
But
not...
the fact that she writes so well,
Yes.
and now we know she has a novel, and she's a poetry winner. And
Can I just say, this was like a little side note. So I have a book that I wrote, and it's like 53 chapters, and every chapter title is one of her song titles. The whole book, every single title is a song title. And it correlates with my book so well that there was one chapter I wrote, and I was like, I have to use this song title to label this chapter. And then I just turned around and made it for the entire book.
first of all, I'm so proud that you're talking about this because I didn't think you wanted to talk about this. Second of all, love
It's like
that.
my secret.
Is there anything else you want to tell us about this? Is it out? Is it?
It is out. It's
available?
called, well, okay, so it's called My Spy. But it's a chick lit book.
I'm so happy you're talking about this.
Side note, I'm a huge Heart of Dixie fan. Like, huge Heart of Dixie. And this started out as fanfic. And it, like, morphed into something else. And I wrote a series because then people started reading it. And I was like, oh, my God, people want to read my stories. And
how many are in the series?
so I've written 6. I know. And they're doing pretty good.
Will you be writing 100?
Maybe. But the 5th book, she goes in and out of love. And that's the book that I used. Every single chapter is the title of Taylor Swift. I had to incorporate
All different albums, though?
All different albums.
Okay.
But yeah, yep, each chapter is named a different song.
Check it out. So happy you're talking about this. I was like, do you want to like talk about your books? And she's like, nah.
I get so shy to advertise my own work. I know. I'm so I don't even so like
cool.
I don't let my friends and family read it either. Because I'm like, no, only strangers can read my work.
Love it. Have you made money from it?
I do make money from it. I'm making decent money from it. And that's kind of why I was like, I kept putting stuff out. I was like, okay, like, as long as people are reading it, I'll keep writing.
Make that paper.
Heck yeah.
Okay. What instruments does she play?
Guitar, piano, probably drums, probably bass, probably tambourine, probably triangle,
You're not hitting the other two.
the tuba,
Think about
violin,
think about
banjo,
me- and
guitar,
what's
piano,
similar to banjo and guitar?
bass.
Ukulele?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it only says guitar, piano, ukulele, banjo.
Oh.
Yeah.
But she plays it all.
Yeah.
I'm sure she knows how.
At what age did she move to Nashville?
14.
Yes.
Wow.
I was going to say something stupid like, if you don't get enough points, I'm kicking you out. But now, who knows if this is true or it has probably changed. But what do you think Google said was her favorite dessert?
Oh, man. She's probably like.
I feel like it's cookies, but
that's what I was going to say, because doesn't she make cookies?
right. But and she bakes all the time. So this has
Yeah.
probably changed.
It's probably like tiramisu or something.
She says cheesecake.
Oh, okay.
I don't see her as a cheesecake girl.
No. Getting down on cheesecake.
Name 2 songs that are allegedly about Joe Jonas.
Mr. Perfectly Fine. And I'd have to look up the thing. I know it's her other big one. What's the other big one?
Forever and Always.
Oh, is that it? Wait.
I mean, there probably are several.
Oh, Forever and Always is on Speechless, that album? Because I love that song.
Speechless.
Fearless. Fearless.
The 2 that I have down, I don't
Uh-huh.
know why, are Forever and Always and You're Not Sorry. There's probably
Oh,
more.
yeah.
Oh, here's a good. Oh, I really hope you know this one.
Uh-oh.
Oh, God. What TV show did she play a rebellious teen named Haley Jones?
There's a TV show. I know she's on SNL, and I know she's on Valentine's Day.
Oh, my God. I thought you would for sure know
Oh,
this.
man. Is it going to be like Gossip Girl or something? CSI?
Yes!
Oh! See, and I was on CSI. How can I could have been on the episode that she was on?
Love. On what show did she play the character of Elaine? Not Seinfeld.
It's not. Is it Valentine's Day?
TV show.
Oh, TV show. She was on a bunch of TV shows. I didn't even know that. I honestly don't know.
There's a major reference to her in an episode of this show. I love this show so much. New Girl.
Oh, New Girl. Duh.
That you were gonna
Okay.
say,
Yeah.
Love
Of
that
course,
show.
I watched that
Yeah.
one.
Oh, we talked about that. For what song did she win her first Grammy?
Tim McGraw?
No.
Oh, was it even that album?
But it is
Oh,
one of my favorites. But it's
what album was it?
album is it? It's on Fearless.
Oh, let's see. Fearless. I just became like acquainted with Fearless when she put it out again. Oh, is that the one with Romeo and Juliet song? That one was on there? Is it on that song? Hey, Juliet, you'll never
I'll just
have
tell
to
you.
be not that one?
White Horse.
Oh, see, and I don't even know that song.
Yeah. Who did she allegedly write I Knew You Were Trouble about?
I knew you were. I always thought Harry Styles.
That's what it said.
Oh, okay, yeah.
This is so random, dude. I had to like really look in and make sure this was correct.
I like that you're fact checking.
She is the godmother to which celebrity's kid?
Blake Lively and
You would think, right?
Yeah.
That's not what it said.
oh, is it what's her butt? The blonde Jamie.
Yeah.
Jamie something. Okay,
Jamie King.
yeah. So what's funny is when the Bad Blood music video came out, I'm a Heart of Dixie fan, right? So I follow her, and I was like, she is one of Taylor Swift's best friends. She looks like a model. How is she not in that music video? So she put something on Instagram and promoted it, and I was like, why were you not in this music video? Not ever expecting a response, and then she writes me back, pregnant, and I was like, holy cow.
Who wrote you back?
Jamie.
Jamie.
Yes, on Instagram. I didn't think she was going to, but I was like,
She just said pregnant?
yeah, just pregnant. And I was like, I was so shocked that she wrote me back, but I was also sorry because Lemon like wrote me on Instagram. So she's in Heart of Dixie. Watch Heart of Dixie.
I'm just going to tell you this fact. She was the youngest artist to win Grammy for Album of the Year. She was 20.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me either.
She holds many Guinness World Records.
Mm-hmm.
Fastest selling single in digital history for We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together.
I know that All Too Well 10 Minute holds a record now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like beating American Pie, probably. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What was the pseudonym she used to write Rihanna's This Is What You Came For?
Oh, it's something like Finnish or Swedish or something, isn't it? I don't know, but it's something I probably can't even pronounce.
Nils Sojeberg?
Yeah, so I knew it was something like that. Sure.
And she just said that she picked the two most popular names of Swedish males.
Oh, okay. I knew it was something.
You already got Joe Alwyn's pseudonym, but do you know why it's William Bowery?
Isn't it like his related to his grandfather? It's like a family name. Yeah.
That's William.
Oh, Bowery is a place, right? Or like a distillery or something? A brewery?
One of the
something.
One of the couple's first public outings was at the Bowery Hotel.
Oh, there we go.
For a Kings of Leon concert.
That's right. I knew it was a place.
I already mentioned this. Can you remember, though? What is her best-selling single? I mentioned it.
You Belong With Me. No.
I think Airplane.
Oh, no. What? Shake It Off?
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Oh, Shake It Off, Shake It Off, Shake It Off. Yeah. I was thinking Airplane. I was thinking of her cutting off on Look What You Made Me Do. Like when she's like on the airplane. When you said airplane.
Oh, yeah.
But you were talking directly to me.
Can you name, like, some or all of the music videos that she's directed?
Obviously The Man. Probably Cardigan. Probably Willow. Look What You Made Me Do? No, I think that's when she was still working with that other director who did...
Some of these will also be, like, co-directing with someone.
Because she worked with a director who also did... What's the other song I like? Oh, Ready For It?
Joseph Kahn did a lot.
That's who I was thinking of. Yeah. I really like the work that she did with him.
Think about 3 songs from Lover.
Oh, really? Oh, Lover.
Yeah.
What other music videos came out for Lover? Oh, You Need to Calm Down. Oh, I didn't know she directed that one. That kind of makes sense.
Or maybe co-directed.
Yeah, a couple of her friends are in it. Is there another one from Lover?
Me!
Oh, I forget about that song. I really, really do. For some reason, that song never,
I remember when that came out right first for Lover, and you go to me, do you think like her whole album's going to be like this?
I know. And now I'm obsessed.
I know.
But then even she went back in and changed that lyric. If you listen to it on the radio, she took out the spelling is fun. If you hear it on the radio now, that is not in there. Because even she was like, this is a terrible idea.
Is it something else or is it just eliminated?
I think it's just like instrumental now. Yeah.
The other ones on here, like, whatever, I don't know. It says, I'm Only Me When I'm With You.
Oh, I like that one.
The Best Day. Mine. Who knows if these are right. Christmas Tree Farm.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. Here's some other fact. Okay, she's the first and only woman solo artist to win Grammy for Album of the Year 3 times.
I didn't know that.
Fearless, 1999, and Folklore.
Mm-hmm. Because she's a boss.
If you don't know by now, she's re-recording all of her albums because
Scooter Braun.
she tried to buy her masters and they were sold to like someone she really did not want them to be sold to. So you go Taylor for doing that.
It. I will buy all of your vinyls and your merch, and I will go to your concerts.
We talked about that. She's won the most American Music Awards.
Oh, really?
Than any other artist.
Well, I loved that performance when she was in that pink flowy cape thing at the piano. I was I want a pink flowy silk cape.
Yeah. 34, I think we're at or how many AMAs?
Dang.
34.
Not surprised.
We talked about that. Any other lyrics that come to mind that you love?
Oh my gosh. So yeah, obviously I told you.
I love everything from Blank Space.
I love. Oh, you need to calm down. I say it now all the time. Like, you need to calm down. Yeah. You're being too loud. And I also associate that with one of my friends. So anytime that friend is driving me crazy, like I just think of that song.
Love this one. Love. I bury hatchets, but I keep maps of where I put them.
Yes.
And Endgame.
Oh, yes.
Which I literally, on this website, they had to, tell people, what these mean, which I was like, thank you, because I'm dumb sometimes.
See, but that's...
I was forgive, but don't forget.
Swifties, I said, they help you out. They're like, here, I'll tell you.
But I keep maps of where I put them. Yeah.
I like... So the song that I always put for Jordan, because I also think girls do this, when he goes, he got that boyish look that I like in a man. I am an architect. I'm drawing up the plans. Yeah. Because that's what we do.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love it so much.
Here's
London Boy. I love all London Boy.
High tea. That's you.
Oh, yeah.
When I heard that today, I was like, that's you.
Yeah.
From New Year's Day.
Oh, man. That's a really good lyric.
Yeah. Please don't ever become a stranger whose laugh I could recognize anywhere.
Because everyone can relate to that.
We can talk about, just briefly, but there's a class at NYU at the Clive Davis Institute that is actually about to be over. It was a very limited time only class taught by, I believe, someone at Rolling Stone, all about Taylor Swift.
Isn't that amazing?
Wait list.
I guarantee
impossible to get into.
Yeah.
I can read a brief summary of the class will cover Swift's evolution as a creative music entrepreneur, the legacy of pop and country songwriters, discourses of youth and girlhood, the politics of race in contemporary popular music. She has been invited to speak to the class, but the status of that request is still pending.
How can she not? Taylor, just zoom in. These people.
Just zoom in.
Just zoom in. Well, and the girlhood, I was just going to say the lyric that we're happy, free, confused, and lonely at the same time. Oh. That's so us.
I do know. I've definitely seen that on someone's Instagram bio.
Yes.
I could go to someone right now and be like,
I have a bookmark. I'm going to give a shout out to a small business. It's Gigi and Bo. And she does bookmarks, and a lot of them are Taylor Swift lyrics or drawings of Taylor. And of course I got the bookmark that said we're happy, free, confused, and lonely at the same time.
Nice.
I needed it.
If you just check out my Instagram one day and my links are not there anymore.
Oh yeah.
It'll probably say that instead.
Yeah.
What else, man? I've talked about our favorite music videos. I mean, obviously she has many properties. Talked about how I visited the New York one. She has properties in London, Nashville, Beverly Hills, Rhode Island.
She's everywhere. Why not? She's got the money.
So apparently, I'm wearing a red lip, and what do you call it?
Oh, the
wings.
The wings.
In honor of.
Oh, my red lip's already gone. I was wearing a red lip.
So I tried to look up does she wear a certain type of red lipstick?
How has she not gotten a deal yet? How is she not the face of Dior?
She's probably coming out with her own.
Or Chanel. Oh, you think by now, after 1989, how is she not the face of the most famous red lips?
Yeah.
You think Dior be we need you?
It's making a lot of noise. So apparently, she and her makeup artist will not reveal.
Why? Because we all want it.
But at the same time, people know that she probably uses MAC.
I have a problem with MAC.
The shade Ruby Woo. People are like, it's probably that. And also, I think in Miss Americana, you can see her putting on like NARS or some type of.
But maybe that's why she won't publicly broadcast it, because a lot of people are against MAC because of they still do animal testing. So she probably doesn't want that backlash. She's like, I just want the red lip. Don't come at me.
Okay. Who would you want to see Taylor collab with that she hasn't yet?
Oh, man. Selena Gomez. Avi.
Yeah, why hasn't that happened?
I'm trying to think of like who else maybe Billie Eilish.
Yep.
Olivia Rodrigo.
Yep. Have you heard of Lizzie McAlpine?
No.
Okay, you got to get into Lizzie.
Lizzie.
I'm going to see her live in a few weeks. I'm so excited. And she's like the new chick, like singer-songwriter, like the new Billie, the new...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's great. And I would love to see...
that.
Yeah, it's been on repeat for me, like her whole stuff.
Or if she goes like back to country, I would be cool to see her with like Thomas Rhett or Carrie Underwood.
Yeah.
Or, of course, I'm naming all these really big artists but how come I don't know. Like how can her and Selena have not done something together yet? I don't know.
I was going to ask, where do you see her career going? Because I feel like, yes, she obviously will continue to do music, but I think that she'll like branch out and like direct movies. Because if All Too Well was, you know, just like, short film, like she's going to continue directing, producing, doing all that. So yeah, maybe she and Selena will just like do a movie together or something. I mean.
Or I could see her, her like own record label, like her really focusing
production
on like
company.
New artists, production company. She got into fashion like slightly with the Stella McCartney line. I don't know. She like said she could collaborate and do makeup, but I feel like makeup's...
Yeah, I think film is her next thing for sure. Film.
Her maybe taking a step back behind the scenes.
She'll be like, I dropped a film, y'all.
Oh, I know. Everyone goes crazy. It's on Netflix.
I know,
the
like
best
no
movie
one knew
ever.
I was doing a feature, but here it is. Yeah.
Oh my God. I could see her. I also think that I like that she keeps evolving. She's not, and here's the thing. I love Ariana Grande. If she also wants to collab with her, do it. But when Ariana Grande drops an album, you kind of know what it's going to be. Same with like Billie Eilish. Like just some surprises, but you kind of have an idea. Taylor, you don't know what you're in for. It could be pop, country, I think what folklore was, and I loved it. So it'd be interesting just to also see what other she's going to explore.
The next one is just like heavy metal, just like screaming the entire.
And then I'm suddenly like, I freaking love it. It's the greatest thing ever. No, yeah, I'm curious to see what kind of music she'll stick with. Yeah, maybe she'll go back to pop. I don't know. I kind of want another like Lovery or Reputation-y kind of album, like her edgier stuff.
I just want to keep seeing. Like I love the videos she posts where she's like in the process of writing. And you see how the actual writing comes together. I love that.
Okay, and when she came up with the lyric, I can't remember what it was, when her and Jack or whatever at the piano, and it's like one of my favorite lyrics ever, and she just throws it out when you watch it on the documentary. And I was like, that was just her messing around, and it was like that good. Yeah, I really hope with every album drop, she does a little bit behind the scenes, because it is really cool to see how it all comes together. Yeah. And what actually was just on a whim, and what like she truly like thought about, and the Easter eggs and what means.
Yeah. Did you talk about your wine charms yet?
Oh, my merch. I got some merch. I was very excited about the wine charms.
Do you have anything else in your apartment that's like...
I do shirts, wine charms. I'm sure I'm thinking of obviously the vinyl record collection.
Because on my refrigerator, I have like the little pull-out poster that's like double-sided from Reputation.
Oh, yeah. That's a good... I don't have a lot like hung, only because I share a space with Jordan. And there's that balancing act. I know, right? Actually, there
will be a Taylor room.
At a record store, I found old concert posters that she had. They were a little out of my price range, but if I can find reasonable, really cool of her concert posters, especially Reputation, obviously because we were there, I want that.
Yeah,
I do look for that.
This is just one really funny random thing, but when I was like, let me try and find facts that like people don't know, and it's hard, you know. And then this one person, you could tell like was just listing stuff that like kind of made no sense, or like
let's write a BuzzFeed
not
article.
The best facts.
Oh yeah,
literally this one cracked me up. It just said she loves surprises and hardwood floors.
That's some good hardwood.
Yeah.
Can you imagine walking into a house that had great hardwood floors and she's surprised and there's hardwood floors? Maybe she put that on like her Vogue, you know, when they walked through her house.
Oh.
Maybe that was like a random like, oh, and I really I like.
Yeah, maybe.
hardwood
Yeah.
floors.
Oh, I love surprises. I love hardwood floors. Yeah.
Who doesn't like?
So
Actually,
funny.
there are some people that don't like surprises, but I feel like for the most part, people like. What?
This is not Taylor related because we are about to wrap up. But have you seen any commercials for this reality show called The Courtship?
Yes, like Bridgerton style. Yes,
I immediately thought of you
because you know I'm gonna watch it.
because it's Bachelorette meets Bridgerton.
Yeah. How is that not?
That's you.
Great.
That's
Bachelorette meets Bridgerton. I think that's a compliment.
Courtship.
I don't even know.
We have to watch together.
No, I'm
We
down. As soon as I saw it, and then they're doing like a Bridgerton ball here, or I was like, okay, I could get down with that too.
You pay for a ticket and you dress up and
It's yes,
meet your lover and
why not? Maybe we should get you onto the courtship. Oh man, that'd be so.
well, because anytime I'm told you should go on The Bachelor, I go, I'm too old.
But we still try to get her on The Bachelor and every other.
But yeah, let's try and get on The Courtship because
why not?
let's see what they have age restrictions. We are not mentioning my age ever, ever, ever. Let's just say I'm probably told to be on The Bachelor.
I know this is a different podcast, but Michelle's out there looking for love, you know. So if any of you producers have a great show, she could go on to find her man.
Oh, yes. And I will only meet them if they are on podcasts.
yes.
Yes.
It's
that's
definitely
the
a bonus.
only. That is the new dating show. It's like which podcast can go on to meet someone. No.
Yeah.
Erin, thank you so much for being my second guest on Obsessed Much. Anything else you
No,
want to talk about?
I shouldn't be that surprised to be talked about Taylor this long. Like it was very easy to do.
An easy, like over an hour situation.
We like just touched on certain things. Like I could have done it like an episode of just each album. So I'm so glad you had me on here.
Yeah,
so that I could just come on here and talk about my love Taylor because not a lot of people let me just sit there and talk about Taylor.
Anytime.
And like I said, anyone that knows me, as soon as they see that I have a podcast and like, what are you talking about? And it's going to say Taylor Swift. Everyone that knows me is going to be like, not surprised.
Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and promote whatever you want to promote, your Instagram or your...
You can find me at Erin St. James.
At Erin St. James.
I have a bookstagram at the Bougie Book Chick. That's where I drop all of my books.
What is that?
Bookstagram?
Yep.
Oh my god, it's like a whole subsection of Instagram that's dedicated to readers and writers, and it's just like
Didn't
books.
know.
I'm
Then
obsessed.
again, I don't read. You know I don't read. Y'all know I don't read.
So yeah, that's all I got.
My life is podcast by day.
Mm-hmm. How you are with podcasts
Bravo
is how
by
I am
night.
with books.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
Bravo by night.
And by podcast by day, I don't mean I'm like recording. This is only my second episode, but it's me watching podcasts on YouTube and like watching Bravo shows at night.
Yeah.
I'm sure an episode of Bravo.
I have several friends I can think of right now who would want to come on here and talk about The Real Housewives.
Please.
Several.
Please.
Yes.
Like right now I'm like heavily into Summer House.
I need to start watching that.
Heavily into
I've
it.
heard Summer House and Below Deck. I need to start watching.
Yep.
But thanks for having me.
Oh my God. I'm
We
going to
can
miss you.
talk about
I'm going to miss you so much.
But maybe if Taylor has a concert in LA, I'll come out.
Yes.
Like we can go to a
What
concert.
is happening? So I guess just like she'll do a tour with whatever the next album is. Like we need you back on tour.
I
need you
know.
back on tour.
I'll go. I'll buy your merch. I'll spill margaritas on my friend.
As long as you make the t-shirt.
Of course. I'll make shirts. Taylor, I love you.
And thank you again to Paul Antonio for helping us record and edit and produce. Thank you so much. And yeah, this has been Obsessed Much with Michelle Halterman from Flashback Podcast Studio.
Woo!
Thanks, guys.